Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 26th episode of the Fans of DC Universe podcast, the only DCU podcast for the fans, by the fans, and the best source for all DC Universe news and discussion on everything DCU. Joining us this week, we have Awesome Squid.
Hi.
J Tornado. Tornado.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. And we have Toonatonian.
Hi.
And then there's also me, but I'm unimportant. So I forgot why, but Tornado Soup's name right now is J Tornado Soup 4. Can you remind me why?
Because, alright, so the current writer of Batman is, why am I blanking on his name? Hold
James
on.
Tinian?
James
Tinian the Fourth.
Yes. And then, hold on. And then the writer who was supposed to take over after him is John Ridley the Fourth. So, I believe Batman and I theorized that the only thing that it takes to be a Batman writer now, other than extreme talent like those two have, is the initial J and then the number 4 at the end of the name.
Oh yeah, that's the only thing you need is talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
extreme talent.
Talent.
Yeah, I might be missing one of those things, but like I've got the J and I've got the proper amount of J's to go with it. So, you know, I'm just waiting for the any day now.
See, what's really important is the J has to accumulate over time, like through the generations.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not, you can't just be like J like the second. No, it doesn't like reach its peak strength until the 4th generation.
Because you know,
the
Jay
J
Garrick.
like,
That's why his name's.
It's
Jay
like
Garrick.
Pokemon. The J has to evolve.
Yeah. I get it. It's so funny. Oh my god.
Eventually, there will be J the Fifth, and they will write the greatest story of all time.
Oh, they will write the story. Okay.
Yeah,
and they'll reboot the DC Universe with 5J.
Do you think James Tinian will name his son James?
It's been going on so long, you can't be the one to break the tradition.
Wait, is James Tinian a father?
I don't know.
I gotta look this up now. I know he's a millennial. So probably doesn't have a father?
Well, millennials were like a lot in the 80s.
Did you guys know James Tinian was openly bisexual?
No.
Apparently, his Wikipedia, because you can trust Wikipedia, says he's bisexual.
I know nothing about James Tinian other than he writes stuff, including stuff I like.
So if you look up his name, his Wikipedia article just says, it talks about his career, and then he has a one sentence for his personal life, and that just says James Tinian is openly bisexual.
And then reference 15.
Well, I wonder what reference 15 is. Sorry, you guys. This is the most random tangent ever.
It's a website about being bisexual.
I just learned so much, though. I just learned he was a writer and all about his life.
It's from gayleague.com. That's the source we're trusting. Just noting that. Anyway. But anyway, we have a lot to talk to you guys about this week.
He went to Marquette University High School.
Marquette University High School. Oh, what university did you go to? Did he go to college?
I don't know.
Wait,
what
what?
Does it say?
It doesn't say.
It's
oh my god! Someone find this. I want to know if he went to college or not. Okay.
Oh no! Yeah, no, it does. It says he.
Where'd he go?
Studying creative writing at Sarah Lawrence College.
Okay.
I think that's where Scott Snyder teaches.
Probably,
Wait,
since he is Scott Snyder's
studying under. Wait, does Scott Snyder actually teach?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
What is happening?
James Tinian was like Scott Snyder's like student, and that's how like they did. That's why they do so much like stuff together, like fall up.
Wow.
At least they used to.
I can't believe he's actually a teacher. It's so fascinating.
Scott Snyder writes.
Are you sure? Wait, are you sure he teaches?
I don't know if he's actually like a teacher, but I know that he does like occasionally teach classes and stuff.
Yeah, because
Let's
there's
see.
like when you look at the back of like in the dust jacket of a hardcover collection, it lists that as one of his credits. Like it'll be writer of, Batman and witches and all that stuff.
Wow. I actually don't have a hardcover with his name on it. That's so sad. I wanted to look that up, but I don't have a hardcover with his name on it, so I can't look that up.
Yeah, he according to he has a page on DC, on like DCComics.com. It says he teaches writing at Sarah Lawrence College, NYC, in Columbia.
So yeah, he probably That's so fascinating. It's like from teacher to student. Oh, and it said in James Tinian's bio that he studied under Scott Snyder. Dang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so Scott Snyder is Batman, and then James Tinian is Robin turned Nightwing.
No, turned Batman.
Wait, for some reason I remember Scott Snyder literally I think it was James Tinian inside of like an interview or something said that's what it was like working under Scott Snyder. It was like he was a Robin, like Scott Snyder was Batman. I think they said that at one point.
Anyway, we have a lot to talk to you guys about today, including Crisis on Infinite Earths, DCU Unscripted, and more. But first, let's talk about the new comics coming out this week. We have Catwoman number 7, Detective Comics number 996, Electric Warriors number 3, Hawkman number 8, Justice League Dark number 7, Red Hood Outlaw number 30, Suicide Squad number 50, Supergirl number 26, Superman number 7, Batman Who Laughs number 2, Flash number 62, Titans number 33, and Wonder Woman number 62, Teen Titans Go number 62 to 64, and Doom Patrol number 18, Detective Comics number 345, House of Mystery number 197, House of Secrets number 128, Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen number 7, Real World Superman, The Mark of Superman number 1, and Strange Adventures number 244, and Global Frequency number 1 to 12. Can someone explain to me what Real World's Superman, The Mark of Superman is?
I'm sure somebody can. I can't.
I am either.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Let me pull it up. So what'd you guys read this week? Well, I'm pulling this up.
All right, so I'm gonna preface this by saying that I've been reading mostly Marvel stuff on Marvel Unlimited this week.
Me too. What? Sorry.
So this is a weird thing to talk about on a DC focused podcast, but it's okay because I was reading Geoff Johns' Avengers, which is basically
Geoff Johns did the Avengers?
Yeah.
And that was my question. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Whoa, I need to check that out.
He took it up right after Kurt Busiek finished his run with George Perez, and then it was and then Geoff Johns finished I think a year before Bendis took over for Disassembled, and then did the New Avengers and everything. But it's really good because it's early 2000s Geoff Johns, before he was everything he did felt like it was supposed to be this huge event. Every arc of his Justice League felt like it was supposed to be this huge world-shaking thing. Whereas with his Avengers and then his JSA and Flash and all of that was a lot smaller. Like the issue of one of the issues of Avengers I just read today, it's half of it is just Scott Lang, Ant-Man, at his daughter's at a custody hearing for his daughter. That's half of the issue. And then the other half is Jack of Hearts, who's a character nobody cares about, but gets half of an issue of Avengers. And there's not world-ending stakes, and that's how his JSA is too. And I've also been reading that, so.
Okay, I'm still confused as to what Real World Superman is. So I think I've figured it out. Just give me 5 more seconds. What else? What else have you guys been reading? So Geoff Johns, Avengers. What else?
So I finally, because I hadn't been able to pick up comics for the past couple weeks, read the new run of Batman that's starting.
I was hoping you'd say Hox's Foxes. That's okay. What do you think? What do you think? We had a discussion on it 2 weeks ago. What do you think of it?
I like it so far. It's not like blowing my mind, but I do enjoy how quickly it's moving. Because after the slog that was Tom King's run, finally we have something. However, it is moving a bit too fast. Like that fight scene, you guys were saying how short the fight scene, but it was like 2 panels or something. It was very short. I'm exaggerating, but I'm enjoying it. I'm interested to see where it goes.
So I think I understand what Real World Superman is now. Okay. So I'm going to start by reading the description. So Eddie is just another kid on the street, a little shy, a little gangly, a little meek, until he crosses paths with a local street tough named Pete. And that's when Pete decides to turn the bookish Superboy's life around in Real World Superman, the new prestige one-shot exploring the real-life influence exerted by DC Universe's most iconic characters. Now, I read that, and I was like, what does this actually mean? So it's a comic. Is it like
Marvel's Hero Project?
No. Okay, this is where it's confusing. So I'm prefacing that by saying I'm only looking at the art, okay? So it starts with, like, this kid who is, like, being beaten up by, like, the street tough guy, and he gets sent to jail, and while in jail, he starts working out. And by the way, he has, like, the Superman logo tattooed to his chest. Yeah. I'm looking at this, and then he becomes, like, this nice guy after he gets out of jail and, like, beats up the guy who beat him up and, like, took him to jail or something. And he doesn't have any actual powers. He just learns to get strong.
Yeah, I actually do kind of, now that you're talking about it, I remember I ran across that and was reading it, and yeah.
And apparently at the end he dies. Spoiler alert.
That's weird.
I'm very confused.
Does he come back with a mullet?
No. Sorry.
Mullet? He's not really Superman.
No.
Superman always comes back with a mullet. That sounds like Superman's secret identity, just more boring.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was weird. Anyway, I don't know. What did I read this week? Ooh, that's a good question, actually. What did I read this week? I read something.
Probably a bunch of X-Men stuff.
Actually, I read Marauders. I read I read X-Men. Oh, no, I read Batman and Superman. Batman number 87 and Superman number 19 this week. I read a bunch of Marvel. I don't remember. But anyway, Superman number 19 was fine. I think at this point, my liking of the run has been 100% soured because of Bendis, and he's going to have to take a lot of work to get that trust back. I think the big thing is reading 19. It feels like for the first time ever, was like, I might be able to get his trust back. Superman number 19 is very personal, but it has some weird moments. He doesn't really downplay the fear as much. This is right after he's revealed his Superman, secret identity or whatever, and I've just felt like there was no weight to the decision. Ben's sort of view is that, everyone's decided they're perfectly okay with this. And we'll see what the villains do. But people were celebrating him for revealing his identity. And I don't have any problem with that. I just think there should be some backlash.
There probably will be 20 issues in the future.
Yeah,
right, and I think that's my problem, is I wanted to see some immediate consequences to it and have Superman partly be this is who I am, and have to defend and fight for who he is. Instead, it's been all hunky-dory. Yay! The one thing that did happen... Spoiler alert,
he got fired. 5 issues of nothing before something...
True. The one thing that did happen is he got fired from the Daily Planet and then rehired 1 sentence later. Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. I decided to stay away from it because I read quite a few things online about it, different articles about it online, and it wasn't very flattering. And I've been reading lot of the Sandman Universe, the Lucifer run. I have all of that.
Tell me about it.
Well, yeah,
I haven't
Yeah, so I'm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do a bunch of catch up on those print runs of the Sandman Universe, starting with Lucifer, and then they have the Hellblazer Constantine that just came out. So that's getting me ready to like actually dig in and read it some more. But it's been really good. And then
What's your favorite of the What's your favorite of the Sandman Universe series? Like, which series is best?
The old or new, or just from this current run?
From the current stuff.
Well, I really like Constantine, so I'm glad that they brought him back in. So I'm happy about that. And then before that, Lucifer, and then the other 3 books. I really hadn't read too much on them yet because I just kind of been letting them pile up. But I'm gonna dig in and get them done, or at least make some progress.
Do you think that? Yeah, is Lucifer accessible if you know nothing about the character?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good place to start, but I don't know how long it's going to go on. So I just decided I'm like, I would wait until like a trade back comes out or they go digital, because that's a lot of money to try to collect all of them by single issue.
Yeah.
So
I think for those kids who want. I think they're doing what DCU does, except they're going to Comixology Unlimited instead. I think is what's going on right now. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it's working. I'm really like I think if you want to read the Sandman Universe stuff, I think you have to go to Comixology Unlimited. But I'm really glad to hear it's accessible to newcomers, because I've only read the Sandman Universe #1, The Dreaming #1, and House of Whispers #1, and I was blown away by House of Whispers #1. But I hadn't ever read Sandman before, and so I felt The Dreaming was really hard to get into. But I was like, what the frick is happening? And like every single page, I was so lost.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I totally agree, too. Yeah, but the other ones are, like, Lucifer is an easy one to get going with. It makes sense as a story on its own.
So the next thing to talk on this list this week is Crisis on Infinite Earths. So it's over. What do you think of the crossover? There was a lot that happened.
Fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
I mean, I really liked it. I don't know how to like properly put it into words though, because I don't know that it's my favorite, but I also feel like I like it the most, and that doesn't make any sense. Like, I think Crisis on Earth X is still the most structurally sound. Like, it feels the most...
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like a complete story. But I think I liked Crisis, the big Crisis more. Just because it was more fun. Especially episode 5.
Oh, that was amazing.
I think I think once the world-ending stakes were gone, like, it was just a lot of fun. And I kind of hope that's what next year's crossover is. Like I really...
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for next year's crossover is... So, because they're bringing in... I know this year in Supergirl, they're bringing in Thomas Lennon to play Mixius Pidlick. So what I'm hoping they do is have, like, a 3-part crossover next year that's Mixius Pidlick teaming up with Music Meister and then having them go through, like, a holiday musical. And then...
That'd be pretty great.
Then have, like...
Legends.
Whatever actors are available.
I'm all in until you said musical. I was like, yay! Yeah, let's do it. And then you said musical.
Oh, come on. Duet is fantastic.
Duet is the best crossover.
I would not say that, but it is fun.
All I want to do is come running home to you. Yeah, that's the song that gave us that gem. Yeah. Come on, that was like the best moment.
I don't. It's weird because they had just.
That worked there, but yeah.
Okay, you guys both talked at the exact same time. Why don't you go first, then the other, please?
There are rare occasions where, yeah, it does work and you get a good song out of it that you want to listen to otherwise, but like, I didn't like it when it was in the CW Flash, and there's tons of other examples I'd rather not, but yeah, there are exceptions.
Okay.
Well, I hate music, and even I liked it because it was a fun break from the drama, and it wrapped up a lot of plot threads that could have been dragged on way too long.
Can you imagine if Harry and Iris were still dating?
And can you imagine? And then with the Mon-El and stuff, like, I'm so glad it just wrapped that up, and it did inside of a fun way. And I think,
true.
I think overall it was pretty good. Plus, I have a soft spot for anything that references the Music Meister, considering I absolutely love that episode of The Brave and the Bold.
I like it on The Brave and the Bold. I liked it there in cartoons. See, there are exceptions, but I don't usually, in general.
But back to Crisis, I was very, very harsh on Crisis last time.
That's an understatement.
It is an understatement, but I did mention I was hoping that the last 2 episodes would be able to wrap it up well, and I think they did. I think they really did.
Are you ignoring the part where they stood in a line to take out the Anti-Monitor and, like, held hands and stared intently?
No, okay, like, dumber things have happened in the comics. You've had, like, Superman sing, like, a song that kills Darkseid or whatever. So it's like...
Wait, what?
Have you read Final Crisis? Final Crisis...
I did read Final Crisis. I don't remember the singing.
Like, Superman sings like a magical interdimensional song, and then all like the Supermen like come together, and then they like sing. Darkseid dies or something like that. Wait, is it Darkseid? No, Darkseid's already dead and collapsing into a black hole at that point. You know what? I hate this. Actually, no, I take that back. Grant Morrison is probably a pretty wonderful person. I don't like his writing. I really don't like Grant Morrison's writing. But
I've heard 12 buts in a sentence. It's like, I think this, but I think this too, but I think this, but I think this. It was like, come on. Okay, sorry. Took her to
I've been forgetting to use my other, like, conjunctions.
Yes, you have and, or, but, so, neither, nor, both, also.
I enjoyed these past 2 episodes. I did not really like
glad to hear
that much. I still think the Spectre thing was random as heck. Like, just some random dude shows up. I'm the Spectre. Now you're the Spectre. Go and die. That sort of happened. That was odd. We got Ezra Miller inside there, which was
oh my god, that was insane.
That was insane.
You know what the sad part is? I got it somewhat spoiled for me before I went in. Because I did the mistake of going on IGN. Okay, because no, it's delayed 3 hours early, so I had to watch it late. And then go on to IGN, and they're like, the movie and TV universe are now connected. I was like, oh god, spoiler.
So you're
left.
Like, oh.
So, but I didn't know what happened, right? You know, so I was expecting like a picture of like the DCEU to show up at like the ending or something. Not that. That was awesome. Like, so I got somewhat spoiled for me.
I actually got it spoiled for me too. I went on to Reddit, and the first thing that popped up was, even though it was marked as a spoiler, I could still see the title, and it was like, I hate the movies. It was just that, I hate the movies, but this was pretty cool. So I knew something related to some movies, and the way they said it made me think it was probably the DCEU. But it was minor enough, I was not expecting Ezra Miller to show up like he did.
No.
Actually, watching the scene, I thought it was somehow edited together. I did not know that he was actually there. I thought people...
Oh yeah, we've gotten some wonderful photos of the two of them together.
I purposely had it spoiled early because I actually just saw that scene today because I just watched it. So yeah, I read about it and saw it online first, so I was ready for it. It was really good. I was very glad.
Tornado Soup. What did you think of Ezra? Did you get spoiled for you?
No, alright, so I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning so that I could watch it, because I couldn't watch it that night. So I had like no, because I went to bed like before it finished airing, so there was no internet connection between me going to sleep, between it airing and me watching it. So it came as a complete surprise, and yeah, I loved it. Like I had a feeling there was going to be something with the DCEU somehow, but I kind of figured that it would be like I thought maybe they were just going to have like maybe they had shot like a small scene for Birds of Prey or Wonder Woman where it's like, oh, they look up into the sky and it's red, and and then they just count that as like part of the marketing budget for those movies. Which I think would have been cool, but this was way cooler.
I'm surprised WB let it happen.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to keep Ezra Miller relevant. It's going to be a few years before he releases.
I mean, they've announced a release date now, which is the closest they've been since they delayed it indefinitely.
But they had a release date announced before then, right? So, yeah, I have no doubt that a movie is coming. I'm just saying it's not coming for quite a while. A few years.
Okay, so it's coming in 2022.
It's a couple.
Yeah. And not even early 2022, late 2022. Fall or something, right?
July 1st, but sure.
Oh, that's earlier than I thought. But still halfway through the year.
I don't know which script they used. Did they use the Grant Morrison one themselves? Oh, no. They're using the Christina Hodson who wrote Bumblebee script, apparently. So it'll probably be more lighthearted. He tried to do it with Grant Morrison, but apparently it didn't work out because they the script was bad or something.
Well,
how does Grant Morrison write a movie? They probably.
I'm just trying to imagine this movie.
Executives probably looked at it and like, okay. So, Grant Morrison, you have some great ideas, but the part where they start singing and the timeline wraps around them, and then they throw that. That's the. How about we just take away the entire movie and use a different script?
I feel like DC was more like, Grant Morrison, do you know how weird this is? And do you know how expensive this movie will be to produce? He's like, no. He's like, you have a proposed budget here of $600 million. I could totally see something like that, where he creates the most big, bombastic script he can create that's also super weird and inaccessible, and everyone goes, what? Anyway, I just think it's funny. My favorite moment of the crossover was by far episode 5. There was just so many.
Yeah, I loved episode 5 way more than episode 4.
But I think the biggest thing it did is I was really proud because it took its time to really focus on the fallout. I think that was the thing that people wanted to know the most about. We all were excited for Crisis on Infinite Earths, but let's be honest, we were all more curious about how it ended, right? Post the anime monitor losing.
I wasn't actually. I was more excited for the actual Crisis, but then...
Were you more excited for the cameos?
No, I wasn't actually that excited for the cameos. I just like the idea of... I was hoping more heroes from the Arrowverse were actually going and stuff.
Okay.
But I ended up loving Part 5. I mean, it was exhilarating. It's
that's awesome.
So, there's a new world, but, things are different. They form, the Justice League, basically.
Or Super Friends. We don't know which one yet.
Super Friends. It's gonna be Super Friends.
Okay, do you think they're going... Yeah. Do you think they're going to make a Wonder Twins TV show?
Maybe.
Releasing 2021?
I don't think they are. Because just the sheer amount of TV shows they currently have planned for next year, that's a lot of TV shows. I don't think they're going to.
Okay, but they are missing a young teen drama, right? If you're looking at the categories that they're missing.
That would be Stargirl though, because now
that's not it's not an Arrowverse show though, right? So the Arrow probably wants to
it's on Earth 2.
Yeah.
But I highly
doubt. Yeah, I'm gonna say if you think that there's gonna be a reference the Crisis on Infinite Earths in
but it doesn't
Stargirl,
matter
you're
if
deeply
it's an
mistaken.
Arrowverse. It doesn't matter if it's an Arrowverse teen drama or not. They just have a DC teen drama that is on the show. I think that, like, how they made it sound in interviews and things, I feel like at least they might get their own show down the line, but I think that they'll probably be introduced inside one of the other shows.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think
whichever show wants to pick up their plot line and, like, do them for a while, like,
yeah.
I could see them meeting on Legends. Or maybe in a couple years when they have a Super Friends crossover, which fully establishes the Justice League, they can have...
So my theory was
Gleek was just weird. Gleek is weird.
Oh, that was such a weird ending. That was a weird ending.
It's like, oh yeah, the Justice League, and then it ends with Gleek.
They're like, who's Gleek again? I was thinking it might be Supergirl, because they're working on the Toyman plot right now. And for the next episode, it'll be Windshot coming back from the future. Although with Crisis involved, I'm a little confused about how that's all going to work. But he's coming back, and I wonder. And I remember, like, you were listening to the monkey sounds, and I thought it would be like Ivan Venko or like one of those like evil robot monkey people. So I'm wondering if
the
they
most terrifying toy
do it in Supergirl. Yeah, with the symbols, the monkeys with the symbols. So I'm guessing
who invented
Supergirl. I don't know, but Supergirl also has the dynamic of like immigration, which has been a really core concept of the Wonder Twins Wonder Comic series. It's been sort of like living, like, trying to be, like yourself on it. Yeah. So I'm guessing if I had to choose one show to get it, it'd be Supergirl.
And they are aliens, and just as and just like overall how the characters feel, I think they totally fit more with Supergirl. Yeah, I think Supergirl.
But the problem with it being Supergirl, okay, is unless it's a season 6 thing, Supergirl does not have the space right now to do something.
Oh, it's not gonna be this season. They don't have plans. They said
but also like
we threw the Wonder Twins in, but we don't actually have a plan for them. So I guess just whatever show wants to take it.
Because I was thinking, like, well, the next 3 episodes are already set. Back to the Future Part 1, Back to the Future Part 2, Supergirl Episode 100. And then, so that's pretty set right there. Plus you have all the Lex and the Luthors all being back. But I'm super excited for where Supergirl's going to go in the next season, for the rest of the season, because I think that had the best Crisis follow out. Like, did you guys watch that episode? It was insane.
The bottle episode?
Yeah. It was so good.
I loved it. I don't know. Crisis has renewed my love of these shows, which was sort of starting to dwindle.
I also like how they used Crisis on Infinite Earths to fix the Far Future plotline in Arrow.
I'm still not 100% feeling like that as an idea for a show.
Yeah, did you watch the Backdoor pilot?
Yes, I did, and I think it has some real potential for a show, but I'm still not really 100% on board with it.
It reminds me a little of like Batwoman. Like when I saw Batwoman, I wasn't like, this is an amazing show, but I was like, it's a good show, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, it's good.
Oh, speaking of Batwoman, that fallout from Crisis, we'll have to see what that is, because that's pretty.
Oh my god, too. There was a clip teaser where they released a clip which was based off which was Kate explaining Crisis to the person we're talking about, and I am really excited to see how this plays out. Because I read an article about this, right? They were like, the Batwoman team was like, how do we choose a Crisis, something to fall out of Crisis? Because we want some big fallout from Crisis, but we have no idea what to do specifically. And I think that was a wonderful choice. I'm so excited to see how that implements.
I'm excited for the Flash episode. The Flash coming back, because
that's going to be after Arrow too, right?
Yes, because they're finishing up Arrow, then the Flash is going to take its slot. Oh my gosh, I hope they do not announce an Arrow complete season series box set, because I just bought the $250 Sandman
box set.
So I can't afford to buy.
You realize you don't have to buy the box set.
I know, but I want.
The dilemma.
I have to have my Sandman comics and my Arrow Blu-ray. I hope they announce the series one though, because that'd be pretty cool.
What about the Legends premiere? Legends tomorrow premiered, right? And that was a huge premiere.
What do you think Rasputin tastes like?
Gore. With a touch of wine. Probably white wine, specifically. From the Russian farm in Vlatva. Yeah.
Very realistic name.
Yep, I'm calling it now. That's what it tastes like. That was such a random question. Are you okay?
It's not a random question. It's in the episode. It happens.
He didn't eat the...
He drinks Rasputin. I didn't make that up. The writers did.
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. Constantine. Oh, my God. That was so weird.
Drinks a jar of liquefied...
Honestly, the Legends episode was really funny. Like, I'm really glad Legends is back, because I need that humor in my life. And it, more than any of the other shows, is focused on humor. And I really like that. Although Supergirl was super funny this week. And also tense at times. Like, it was so well done.
Were those real reaction channels that they used for the Legends episode?
Reaction channels?
Yeah, because I think I recognize them from recommended videos. I don't watch reaction channels, but
I don't know.
If they did that.
It would. I don't know.
They probably didn't. That would be a weird thing to include.
Also, J Tornado.
Wait, let me look it up. I can look it up and use this at the same time. So why am I not looking at
Okay. J Tornado, what do you think of the Legends premiere?
I don't know what to say about Legends. I mean, I'm really happy that they did the like last year in the build up to Avengers Endgame, there was that theory that Ant-Man was just going to go up Thanos' butt. I'm so glad that they did that with Adam. I don't know that that's like intentionally where they were going, but it probably was, knowing
probably
like what the Legends writers do. And then just having the whole thing be a mockumentary, I think was a great idea. Because
it was fun for the episode. I don't really want it to come back again, but for a single episode, that was...
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely don't want that to come back. And I did like...
call the number on Constantine's card.
What? Wait, if you call the number, what happens?
It just, Gary answers it.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's hysterical. And like a voicemail?
And, it's a robotic thing set up.
I'm going to call this number now.
And those were real reaction channels, apparently. And they also feature art. They also feature fan art, like that card that, Sarah gets.
Yeah, I think I noticed that, actually. Like, there was... I've seen, Mark Guggenheim has retweeted art by that person before, I think, and... Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's awesome. Wow. So, any other things you guys want to say about the post-crisis Fallout? Oh, one more question. Okay, yes.
Well, this isn't really actually post-crisis, but about the Legends episode, I can't be the only one who completely forgot about Zari transforming at the end of last season.
Oh, I remember. I only remembered when they mentioned Bayrod's name in Crisis.
I didn't even notice that. I was very confused as to who this person was. I figured it out by the end of the episode, though. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Crisis messes with all that, right? And does Bayrod not know? When Bayrod saw that, right? Was he not that's my sister? why is that my sister? You know, like he didn't recognize
see that?
I think so.
He didn't see it.
Maybe.
Nate was
I
alone.
feel like
Nate was alone inside the room whenever it happened.
Oh. No, but I felt like
When
he
the
saw a
hologram
picture
thing
of her at some other point. No, not when the hologram showed up, but like at some other point, I thought he had seen it. Maybe I'm wrong. Probably at some point he'll be like, "That's my sister," and Nate'll be like, and then they'll figure it out. That's
What
how
a
I'm guessing will
weird
happen.
plot point.
Yeah, I get it though. Right, the argument is they made the world a better place, but by making the world a better place and somewhat fixing the future of Seattle, Zari is no longer ever takes possession of the totem.
Yeah, it was such a like they're actually doing something this season. It's going to be like an ongoing plot thread.
The one thing I was missing,
which made it just a really random point last season. But
I will say this: the one thing I was missing for a show about the fallout of Crisis, there wasn't a lot of fallout of Crisis going on. So I'm really curious to see where the fallout of Crisis actually is. The last thing I want to.
Oh yeah, no, I'm interested too.
Yeah.
There's also Black Lightning to cover, which
I
watched, but I don't know. I haven't been watching 3 up to this point, so I don't know if anything's different or not. They didn't.
Has anyone been watching Black Lightning? Well, no, they talked about alternate universes in the trailer. I haven't seen it.
I've not seen the newest ones. I watched it, but I haven't seen what's happened since, so I'm not caught up.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only seen like the past 2 episodes. I watched season 1, season 2, but I haven't caught up with like 3 yet.
Right, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, so I saw the past 2 episodes. There was one of them which was like about like Crisis on Earth. It was like a tie-in.
Right, it was the first tie-in. Yeah, they've never had a tie-in sort of episode, like an event crossover.
Well, yeah,
so I thought that was really cool.
Earth, and this is like the first really interdimensional crossover.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Crisis on Earth X was 2, but like that was only like 2 Earths.
Yeah, but there was no real the tie-in to Supergirl, the Supergirl tie-in to Crisis on Earth X or whatever. No, it was Invasion that had a Supergirl tie-in. That was like one scene total.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just throughout the episode, portals appear, and then at the very end, like Cisco actually successfully makes it to where she is.
That's right, but it's not really a part of Invasion, right?
It's like no, it's not. It's like a tie-in, except the show films in an entirely different place, or at least it did back then. So
no, at that point it was in Vancouver. The tie-in you're thinking of, the tie-in you're thinking of was the World's Finest.
Oh, no.
Season 1, yeah.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I was just, for some reason, I thought Invasion happened at the same time Supergirl season 1. That's right, it's season 2.
No, yeah. Okay, so last question. Scale up 1 to 10. How much do you want them to pick up back Supergirl and not Supergirl, Green Arrow and the Canaries? I really want to say Batwoman. It's like Batgirl and the Birds of Prey for some reason, but no, it's Green Arrow and the Canaries. What do you guys think?
I mean, I want him to because like might as well. If I end up hating this show, then I'll just not watch it, and it's not like it's going to be taken away from other shows. So why I care?
But you don't care but so much about seeing it.
I want to see it. I want to see it because I don't know yet if I like it or not. I like the idea behind it. I like the idea of like, oh, there's a city, it's perfect, but in 1 year there's going to be anarchy, and we have to find out like what's going to cause it and stop like the anarchy before it happens. And the idea that like her husband is now going to be turning like remembers what a horrible person he was pre-crisis, and like
that's gonna be really interesting. Like, will he be evil? Will he? Yeah.
Well, he like most people are just them with the memories of what happened in the timeline. So maybe he's like find out what he did. I'm interested to see. You see, I'm interested in it. Like, I think that there's potential for like a great show. I'm just not entirely sold yet because.
Are you more sold on it before seeing it or after seeing it?
Oh, after seeing the backdoor pilot, I'm way more sold.
Okay.
As a show. The future stuff up to this point, though, I'm not sure I want to see that show. Like, I feel like it's not going to be good, but like, there's lots of good things that they could do with it, and that's why I want them to make it. So then I can see if it's going to be cool or not.
I did think it was interesting that the Legends of Tomorrow dropped off Black Siren.
Okay, so here's why I think they did that. It hasn't actually been picked up yet. I feel like it almost definitely is, because that episode got great ratings, and the CW likes making the shows, and they've been setting up way too much that'll be weird that if it doesn't get picked up. But I think they added that just so if they can resolve it, if it doesn't get picked up in the show, they can resolve it in the next season of Legends of Tomorrow.
That makes sense,
right?
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Otherwise, because the other person just was in the future, and they have no idea why, they were just there. They could have had that with like both people.
Oh yeah, and like her passes apparently never existed anymore.
Yeah, so
that was weird. Like she got completely wiped out of Crisis,
but she's still there.
Yeah, that was so weird. But she can sing. We're definitely getting like true Black Canary, Diana Drake. Anyway, so anyone else have any thoughts on the backdoor pilot?
I'll watch it. I want to see what it's about. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I want to see what they're going to do with it. I'm indifferent. If it's good, great. If it's not, oh well, you know.
Okay, well next we're gonna. Okay, so next the DCU top 10 pitches, or the DCU's like You Unscripted 10 pitches were here, and I thought it'd be fun to rank them and create our own top 10 list. So we're gonna go down the order. If you haven't seen the pitch, just let me. I'll just ask me to explain it to you, and I'll tell you what it was about. So the first one is the Metahumans real life superheroes. What'd you guys think of that pitch?
It was good.
That one was, yeah. I wasn't like blown away with it. But I felt like it was, solid. But I don't know that I'd want to watch like an entire show about it. Like maybe an episode here or there, but I'm not.
Would you, if you
1 hour special?
Yeah. Would you watch the whole season or not?
No,
I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, based on what I know now, probably not.
Okay.
I think there's probably already been like documentaries and other short like 1 hour things or half an hour things that are similar to it out there. So, yep.
I think it would really depend for me how it's edited and paced, because that really would affect it for me. If I end up really enjoying, like if it gets, then I would have watched the full season.
Okay, so for those who don't know what Metahumans real life superheroes is, by the way, it's about these it's like an exploration of like people and groups of populations who are very who are unique individuals, or like, and Metahuman, like the guy who was pitching it referenced like there's this group in like a Pacific island who can like hold their breath underwater for longer than like any other group of people by far, because they spend so much of their life underwater, and they're quote unquote Atlanteans. I don't know how to feel about that, but that's that was so score it out of 10. We're gonna...
Yeah. I think the original idea is good. I don't know that has the budget to do it. Right? No.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go down the line. Score it out of 10.
Now
I'll give
Okay.
I'll give it just like from a 0 being like just from a 0 to 10, and then we'll compile and we'll see what our scores lined up being. I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'll say 5 too. Yeah.
20.
5 neutral.
5.
Like,
okay.
5. Yeah, 5 is neutral, and like 10 is the best, and 1 is the worst.
I'm going to say 6, just because I can't do what everybody else has done.
So 3 5s and 1 6.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we have Take My Hand, DC True Stories, a show that explores the how DC characters have created value to different people and what the characters mean to different people based off of true stories. What did you think?
I think that one was pitched a lot. I pitched something pretty much like it, so it's got merit and value because I think it was a common idea. Want me to rank it? Let's go with the 7.
I thought it was too similar to Marvel's Hero Project. Like, that's where I was a little worried. Same with Metahumans. Like, I feel like they're a little worried they're gonna get like copyright hits for being too similar.
Good point. Yeah,
they're not gonna get copyright hits, but I don't know. I think it's a good idea. It was not my favorite.
I thought they pitched it very, very well. I'll give them that.
Yeah, the pitch was done well.
Like, I was very impressed.
It was exciting to me.
It was very scripted, but also like very well referenced and just very well done. I just didn't love the idea.
I think that's why they got picked. They probably did like the best job. I thought it was great. True. Yeah, a good pitch.
So let's rate it out of 10, or let's rate it out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 7. No, I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'm also gonna give it a 6.
7.
I'll say 7 too. Yeah.
Okay, next one, Wonder Academy. Okay, this is basically American Ninja Warrior, but you're rewarded for being a good person instead of being a good athlete. I thought this was a great idea, but her pitch was really bad.
I don't think this was good because we were talking about this last night, and I agree that it would just be difficult to pull off because once all the contestants know, once like the audience knows about that, how are you going to do it? How are you going to even make sure there are opportunities for kindness inside of like the event? It seems like it'd be hard to actually realistically execute for a single episode, let alone a whole like season.
Agreed.
I thought it had a really nice root I thought it was really well rooted in the comics, though. Like, I'll say that. From a fan perspective, like, it sounded really cool. It just lost some of its value when it tried to be something different from American Ninja Warrior.
Agreed.
I think that it's like it's a good idea, but like it doesn't, like, if you think about it, doesn't like for a show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna give it a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I think like the overall idea is pretty good, but it wasn't. To quote yesterday's episode of Harley Quinn, came up with or at least to paraphrase it, came up with the frosting before the cake, because there's a lot of good ideas there. It's just not. It just doesn't come out together well enough, I think.
Yeah, and it was pitched very poorly too.
Who didn't score it?
I'll go with the 4.
Okay. That is a combined score of 18. Next one, Comic Book Road Trip. So, I'll say this. It was probably the most predictable one of them all to see up there. But I thought
the cosplay one was more predictable. Yeah,
true. But I really liked I really liked her pitch. She was very emotional. I'm struggling. I'm gonna have to see an episode to like determine how I actually feel about it, though.
Right. Yeah, I have to see how it's done, but it's gonna. Because I pitched that idea too, so I know it was a really, really common idea, and she did a good job of like fleshing it out, and was like you said, emotional about it, and I think they wanted that like emotional kind of personal tie-in. They're looking for that. Yeah, I rate this one real high. Go ahead.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea for a similar pitch too. I just didn't send it in. And like,
For those who don't know what Comic Book Road Trip is, it's a documentary about local comic book shops, and you're going from comic book shop to comic book shop, and we're learning what makes them special and the cool things they're doing.
I love that idea.
Yeah, there's just
one
thing.
It'd be a really fun show.
There's just one thing that I wish they had done. I just wish that they called it Hard Traveling Heroes and based it kind of on not obviously on the Green Lantern Green Arrow, but have that kind of feel. Maybe have one person who knows a lot about comics as part of the road trip, and then another who doesn't know as much, and they kind of have competing views. So then you're getting that between the hosts too.
So the Green Arrow, Green Lantern comic, but with the
knowledge. I like that.
Yeah,
they should do that. I want to see that one.
That's a good idea.
I hope they do that.
I think you just made it better.
For sure.
So rate it. Right. Let's rate it. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm 7.
Same.
I'll say 8.
That is a combined score of 26. Is my math
29?
right?
9.
Wait, say your scores again. 7, 7, 7, 8. 29. Yeah. Look at me, Mr. AP Calc, AP Statistics. Can't do basic math. Love it.
Well, you spent all your brain cells on the test.
True.
I'm taking AP kindergarten. So
true. That's funny. I had a college interview today, and the person who was interviewing me said they were one of their favorite interviews ever. So anyway,
congratulations.
I don't know why that's related.
What if they say that to everybody to test their humor?
Let us know.
I don't know. I would have been genuinely shocked if that was a bad interview. If someone considered that a bad interview. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all the details. There was one moment where I started where I was talking about something, and I started that was he asked me what was my biggest regret in high school, and I started talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it on camera or on recording, but and I started crying, and then they talked about their personal life for 15 minutes, and it was is this an interview about me or you? But they really liked it. But it was really fun. Anyway, so 29. Next one is D Comedy. This is an improv show about DC Comics. This was by far my favorite idea. If I wanted to see one show happen, it was this one, because there's a huge audience for improv, and most people who go to see an improv show keep going to see improv shows.
Yeah, it usually does have good replayability.
Oh, it's definitely the most replayable of all of them. You can get the most content out of yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely the most workable as an actual show, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be easy to produce a lot of it.
That's simple, yeah.
And you could get multiple episodes in a week, even. Which obviously DC wouldn't do that much, but you could get a lot in a short amount of time.
You can, and different lengths of clips could be used everywhere. I mean, it has a lot of excellent potential for variety.
You could have guest stars show up to promote things.
Yeah.
Which was even mentioned inside the
Yeah, I was genuinely shocked they didn't go for this one.
Yeah. Well, they could have Wayne Brady come on, because he's supposed to be in the season of Black Lightning, and then he's also on Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's super talented as.
Oh, that's so cool. Mm-hmm.
And then they could do a few Black Lightning theme sketches to promote the show.
And he was also in an episode of Batman Beyond, so there's a connection with
throw a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
They could also have people like Scott Snyder on to talk about where Scott Snyder pitches his ideas for something random for 2-3 minutes, and then he sees it played in action by improv people. They could do all sorts of stuff
like that, right? There's so much things that could be done with this.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be that tough.
Or that expensive to do, right?
Yeah.
You need a live audience. That would be the hardest part.
it wouldn't be that expensive unless Scott Snyder decided to say, "Oh, let's blow up the source wall again." That's
it's already blown up.
But they can. No, but they only have to like. But they don't have to like show the source wall breaking up. It's improv, right? They make work with the few things they have. That's part of the fun of it. Is like they can blow up the source wall, but like they can't actually blow up the source wall like visually.
Yeah,
I think about all the different scenarios, like the pitches they could have for improv things.
I mean, did you see? He had a graphic on the pitch. It was like 10 different things they could do. And you could easily come up with more. Like improv is sort of the world's oyster. So I was shocked that they didn't do that.
It's
Plus,
so
there is a real
audience.
And there's a real audience for SNL like material, right? I mean, SNL's been around for how long? Even when it sucks completely. Just think about that. Anyway, let's score it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Go with an 8.
I'll give it an 8.
I mean, yeah, I'll give it an 8 just because, like, I really like the idea because I love improv. I've done improv a lot, but I feel like it would be really hard to tie it into DC and make it feel authentically DC because when you're doing improv, it can go anywhere and it's not going to stick with comic books really. So I think that's the only real problem with it.
They could have a shorter like frame of time for the improv so it doesn't drift too far away from the initial pitch, but that is a very good point though.
Yeah. But I'm not changing my score for that point, but it is a valid point. And I'm sure it's something that we're thinking about.
Yeah. And I mean I'm always open for another improv show, but like a DC specific improv show would just be.
Yeah, it's staying 8 for me because it's like, I think it's a really good idea for a show. I just don't think it's a very. It's just not my favorite idea. It doesn't feel like too unique.
How do you make it authentically DC? Right. That's sort of the question.
I think there's enough material out there. I mean, even think about like in the 50s, whenever you had, Lois being a mother and all of the different, different worlds. And I think there's something that you could always reference to.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's move on because we spent a lot of time on that. It's my favorite idea, so I'm very glad we spent a lot of time on that. Cosplay Clash was next. Think like a competitive show like Chopped, but with cosplay.
I want to be on it. I want to be posted on the show. Did I miss the sign up? What do we do?
I pitched something. I pitched something like this, except less unique.
Ooh, sorry.
So it was a comment. Okay. See, I didn't pitch that one, so at least you did. See, we had a lot of.
I would have pitched improv. I would have pitched a DC improv show. So, I mean, I think that's kind of funny is that all of us would have pitched the exact same type of shows, which makes me wonder, right? Exactly. How many similar pitches did they get?
I think that they probably got a lot of similar pitches. What I am upset about is none of these shows really feel that unique. They all feel very,
except for one of them, which we'll get to.
Very. Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. They all feel.
It feels expected.
They all feel like the expected choices. It's very nothing really out there. I mean, there are some like different and unique ones, like the Wonder Challenge or whatever, but like that one's like not like very like.
Wonder Academy was like a very standard, predictable thing, but with like a twist, right? Whereas most of these were like very predictable. Yeah, what I like about cosplay.
The whole thing.
I'm really looking forward to Cosplay Clash because I think it'd be because I'm curious to see like because I think like what if cosplay is always like really popular, because like let's be honest, like do people like on the internet when they're searching for cosplay search for like Poison Ivy cosplay Or then why could it be like gender bent Poison Ivy cosplay? Or like that what if is often like a fun factor.
Totally.
Sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's something that DC doesn't really have a way to do outside of like their what if comics, which they don't produce all that regularly. Which is somewhat surprising, but they don't.
They have like a special. I haven't watched it for a long time, but they have a special on the streaming service that explores, like, they visit a comic book convention, but it's just like a one shot.
Yeah,
this is good.
I think it'll be really fun to watch. I'm curious to see how much they get. Like the comic book art here, I was like talking about getting in the mind of the artist, but I think Cosplay Clash more than anything else is a real get in the mind of the artist. They're going to have mistakes, right?
That was my pitch.
Right.
My pitch was having artists come and judge it, and the people doing it based on the artist's characters.
I'm sorry.
I blame you, DC.
That being said,
my horrible sad attempt at a pitch because I can't pitch. I pitch this job.
Okay, I do want to know what was required to do a pitch.
It was a lot.
You had to film there's like super long form that you had to fill out with tons of information.
I did a lot of research on like how to do that because I wasn't that familiar with the industry at all. So it was fun. It was a good learning experience.
I'm glad you're taking that angle. So let's score it. Let's score it.
8. I give it an 8.
8. I'm an 8.
I also give it an 8. It was a very expected idea, but it's like one that I really liked. It's an 8.
Yeah, an 8. Or no, put me at an 8.1 just so that we're not all.
Is this the first time when it hasn't been just like 3 people say the same number and then one person chooses something different? I feel like this is the first time it isn't.
Yep. So it's a 32. Okay. Next one, the Gadget Gauntlet. First of all, I loved his pitch, but I don't think. But there was no sustainability in this idea whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I remember.
Let me stop. The Gadget Gauntlet is Mythbusters, but with DC weapons. Okay, sorry.
We already have
I remember.
Tech. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I remember like way back when Young Justice was first on Cartoon Network with Green Lantern the Animated Series, and they had it in like the DC Nation block. In between the two shows, they would always have these shorts. They were like different series,
and all
one
of
them
on DC Universe.
Yeah, and one of them was like testing out different weapons. So I think one time they tested out like the Robin's collapsible bow staff and had like a professional bow staff user, whatever you'd call that, come in and try out. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they have that like on a plaque on the wall. But they hadn't come out.
Saying they've already. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're saying they'd already done this idea before.
Yeah, but they did it in like 2 minutes, and it was like 3 episodes because they ran out of ideas. So
wow.
Yeah, so they got like a good 5 to 6 minutes out of this idea. I don't think it's particularly sustainable as a show either, considering when you have to make a gadget for each episode. I mean, there are a lot of gadgets and stuff at DC, but really, how many unique ones?
I forgot to say something. I'm actually docking a point on the Cosplay Clash score because she read from her script the entire time. Like, come on. You had how long to prepare this?
I would do, though.
But you had how long to prepare this? Come on. I
mean, that's not the show.
Yeah, but they prepared it on the sheet. They didn't prepare talking.
Yeah, but you should compare it to a lot of the earlier presentations that were memorized, very personal. I like that. Sorry, that just bothered me. So I'm sorry, Cosplay Clash, you're losing the point.
Still better than me. I would have read the script the entire time, and I would have read it bad.
Well,
I would have been reading it the entire time, and the paper would have been upside down, and I wouldn't realize it until halfway through. So
I would have not even been on the stage because my idea didn't get it.
True. Okay, going back to the Gadget Gauntlet. Let's score it. I'm gonna give it a 6.
A 4.
I think I'm gonna give it a 3. It was just not 4. It's not like that bad, but it's bad. It's subpar. It's subpar.
I'm gonna give it a batarang out of 10. Yeah, a batarang out of 10. You can translate that to a 5. Yeah, batarang out of 10.
Come on, Nathan.Payson. You should already know this. Aren't you like an AP calculus?
Oh, yeah.
You know what a batarang is equivalent to.
So a 4, a 5, and a 6. Okay, that's a 19. Okay, pop culture. Okay, this was the worst pitch by far. Okay, so pop culture was exploring pop-up culture with like pop-up stores, and the idea is DC would go about and creating like different pop-up stores for in like different cities and places, DC Comics related. I felt like this was a dud.
See, I didn't think it was that bad when I was watching it, but then I realized I didn't remember anything about it when you brought it up. So
I don't remember it either.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the worst idea.
I think my problem with it is how many cities can you do, right? Like, and how many? How do you make every right? But how many? How do you make each pop up feel very different from each other? Right?
Painted a different color.
Each one could have like a different character theme. So like one time you got Batman, then you got a Superman bar, a Wonder Woman bar, Green Lantern flag. I think
the Batman one could be set inside of an alley where your parents are actually shot.
The Batman one is.
Well, I don't know how to feel about what you just said.
The Batman one is. Yeah, the Batman one is a movie theater. You go in, see Zorro, you walk out, your parents get shot. Then they take you to like a remote graveyard. You make a solemn vow on the parents' graves, and then you become Batman.
You fall through the ground of the bats swirl around you.
Yeah, and then Michael Caine comes up and says, "Why do we fall? So we can pick ourselves back up again." Yeah, you know what? I like this pitch. The more that we talk about
it. Frank Miller will sneak outside your home and throw a bathroom window.
Okay, well, let's score it. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I don't think it's a 3.
I'm giving it a 3.
I'll give it a 5. I think it's a really good idea, actually, but the pitch was.
I like it. I just don't. Yeah, I like the idea. I just don't know how they would pull it off to make it really as good as it could be.
And how would they sustain it? How would it be 5? How could it be 12 seasons? You know,
it could be 5 episodes, 1 season, and if it does well, 2nd season. You're assuming that any of these be games. Do you think that the one they choose is going to get a 2nd season?
Okay, who's missing a score?
I feel like it might not.
I'll give it a 5. I think
I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah.
No, I'll give it a 6. Actually, I'll give it a 6.
Whoa, that's an 18. Okay, and that's pop culture. Next one, Arkham Escape.
This one was weird.
I like this.
It was so weird.
Yeah,
but
it was bonkers.
Like dark and black labels, so I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I could see that with this. Yeah, I liked it.
So, like, what is it? Like an escape room challenge thingy inside, like basically a setup haunted.
Yes, it's like a team escape room, but a maze.
It's an escape room on steroids, basically.
But Arkham Asylum themed.
Yes.
So, like there'll be like also mental patients and like villains around corners.
With power ups and stuff.
You see, that's just cool. Like I want to see that. I want to see
that happen. Exactly.
And then
I'm pretty sure Dan DiDio was like, this probably won't work. I'm pretty sure Dan DiDio was like, this will probably not work at all, but I really want to see it, so I'm choosing it. Also, the guy started bawling. The guy, when he found out that he won, started bawling, and I was like, "Aww."
Oh, speaking of non-sustainable shows ideas, I feel like this is probably up there too.
Really? No, you just make a different.
You have to design. You have to design multiple escape rooms each time.
No, he said that
every episode, right?
No. He said to use the same track every season.
Oh,
I think you use one track for one season and a different track for the next season, or do you just rework the same track? Maybe
maybe they rework the same track per episode, and then they create a new track for each season.
That would make
sense. All together.
I still think it would probably be a pretty expensive venture, but
it definitely seemed like the most expensive of them. But it's not. Although pop culture, you have to rent out all sorts of space. You have to hire designers to design whole areas. I mean, that one's not exactly the most cheap either.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, the cheapest would be D-comedy. You just pay the actors, and that's all you need. Anyway, they could literally do it the most random, cheap studio ever, and it'd be just fine. Anyway, so Arkham Escape, you guys like it a lot?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts before we score it?
9.
9.
Oh. I'm an 8.
I'm gonna give this a full 10.
Wow.
This is my favorite idea because I think it's the one that embraces comic books the most and allows the most of that to come into real life. Having each team be themed after villains and having the corrupt prison guards. I think it allows it to feel the most like a comic book.
Oh, I'm super excited to see how the show works.
This is the one idea out of the 10 that actually felt like somewhat not expected, not unique. Sure, a team escape room thing is sort of an expected idea, but it was just so different. It was just so different.
It was such a different and such a DC pitch, right?
I love it. I love the idea. Mm-hmm. I want it to happen.
Yeah, it's no other studio company could do this, really, right? Maybe Disney.
I mean, Disney's making that weird Star Wars
Indiana Jones thing. Yeah, but that's more Wonder Academy than than Arkham Escape.
Oh heck! Now I'm imagining an Indiana Jones one for Disney Plus. It's just that stupid Nickelodeon thing that happened.
Also, Sony could do one an Uncharted one, and Microsoft could do a Lara Croft Tomb Raider one. But this was a very DC idea, right?
Though, do they?
No, true. Square Enix does, but they have a exclusive partnership with them. So, and then last but not least, Comic Art Hero. So by the way, Arkham Escape is escape room, but in Arkham. Amazing, if you hadn't gathered. Comic Art Hero is Shopped. Legends Zelda one? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe this idea isn't as distinctly DC as we thought it would be. But anyway, Comic Art Hero is basically Cosplay Clash, but with art. And it's more elimination style Survivor, where each episode you lose someone.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I thought it was okay. Not great.
I mean,
it's a solid idea for a show. It's just not one I want to see. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I was
would you rather them each make a comic? The artists each had to make a comic?
No.
And then they digitize the comics and they put it on DC Universe or something?
You see, that would be fun. That would be a more interactive thing. I think I would like that more, but it'd be much harder to do.
Yeah.
Which might actually make it good.
Oh, absolutely! I could totally see them being mm-hmm. They have to write the one shot, and then they have a day to write the one shot, and then 2 days to draw it or something.
See, that is an interesting It's a cool idea. But with just like art of like characters and stuff, like don't get me wrong, I appreciate art and things, but I don't want to watch a full episode just drawing something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. So any other thoughts before we score it?
I like the artist.
Not really.
Yeah. I want to see cosplay class. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I like the artist aspect of it. Other than that, I was like, I mean, I do like they're involving the artist, but yeah.
Oh yeah, like the idea of artists. I feel like it just.
I like that.
It's missing that comic book feel, right? Like what makes it DC, you know?
DC characters that like draw stuff.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying, right? Whereas Cosplay Clash was like insert a tree into your cosplay, you know, like just like distinct, like insert the swamp thing into your cosplay, and somehow, you know, like I felt like that just felt more DC focused. So let's score it. I'm gonna give. Oh, last thing I wanted to say about Comic Art Hero. I do think Cosplay Clash should do the Survivor style, where you start with a lot of people and it shrinks down over time. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's score it. I'm gonna give it 6.
5.
I'll give it a 5 because I'm kind of just indifferent to it. I don't really like it or dislike it. It's just kind of there.
I'll go with 5. Same way.
Okay, so give me like 1 minute to tally up the points, and then I'll reveal the order from worst to best.
Boy.
So basically, I'm saying stall for me.
Okay. Well, do you want me DCU? I saw that they're coming out this month. They're going to have the Batman and Harley Quinn movie and the Justice League Dark. So I'm super excited about that because
those are in the show notes if you guys want to talk about them. It's Batman and Harley Quinn, Justice League Dark, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, and Teen Titans Judas Contract, and they're coming out February 1st.
Yeah, and I'm really glad because like Batman and Harley Quinn, like I own it, like it's DC Universe right on it. So I've always been like, why do we not have this? It's really good. So that'll be great.
It sucks. Well, it's not horrible, but it's not.
It's one of my favorites.
It exists. It's like the Harley Quinn show. The Harley Quinn show was horrible.
I mean, my only real problem with it is like it was billed as sort of a return to Batman the Animated Series, and then it ended up
definitely isn't.
Yeah, it ended up being nothing like it. I think if it were like even using the same art style and the same voice actors and whatever, if they were, you know, pretty like out in the open, like this is not Batman the Animated Series. And I know they said some of that stuff, but it still felt like, you know, watching the trailers and looking at the promotional material, it felt like it was supposed to be.
It was going to be.
Yeah, like maybe
think it was going to be.
Yeah, maybe the writers didn't want you to think, but the marketing executives did. And then you watch it, and it's, you know, on its own, it's pretty good, I think. But compared to, you know, it's not Batman the Animated Series or Justice League Unlimited or any of those shows.
I didn't know anything at all about it. I just like stumbled across it on like iTunes or iMovies or something one day. So I went into it not knowing anything about it when I first watched it. So it was really good. It was really fun. And yeah, but I remember more of like Harley Quinn and Nightwing in it than the Batman pieces.
Okay, guys, speed question. Which is better, Wonder Academy or Pop Culture?
Pop Culture.
Yeah, Pop Culture.
Pop Culture.
There you go. I don't even need to express my opinion on that. And then last one, which is better, Metahumans or Comic Art Hero?
Well, that's a tough one.
I'm going Comic Art Hero. Metahumans or Comic Art Hero?
Oh, Comic Art Hero.
I'm comic art hero.
Yeah, I'm comic art hero too.
Okay, good.
Well, then here's the full list. Okay, here's the full list. Okay, at number 10, Wonder Academy. At number 9, At number 9, Pop Culture. At number 8, Gadget Gauntlet. At number 7, Metahumans. At number 6, Comic Art Hero. At number 5, Take My Hand. At number 4, Comic Book Road Trip. And our top 3, the 3 we would have chosen to be the pilots, would be at number 3, Cosplay Clash. At number 2, The Comedy. And at number 1, Arkham Escape with a 36.
Nice.
I hope Arkham Escape makes it.
Yeah. Okay. So that was fun. So for those who are curious, I'm gonna write up a list of this and then post it to DC Universe. Be like, fans of DC Universe, rate the pitches or something like that. And then I'll have like links to what you guys had. Well, like have links to what you guys had to say. This is overly ambitious, which means it's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna try to do it because I've said it on the podcast. Although I've said things on the podcast and not done them. So yeah, I'm talking to you. I have like 2 unboxing videos of like gifts DC has gotten me. I've just never posted them. Anyway, so let's go back to the new 4 movies. I thought the thing that was really interesting is all 4 movies were 2017 or 2018 movies. So like they were all recent stuff, which makes me think these contracts are permanent. If that makes sense.
It's not going to be on the service permanently.
Well,
I feel like
some of the the 2019 stuff is, right?
I feel like what probably happened to some streaming service or something had like the rights to them. Those movies from that time period for a set period of time, it expired, so now they're here because there's no one else to put.
That makes sense.
I did not like Justice League Dark either, and I'm weird because for the most part, I do like the DC animated movie universe. A lot of people hate it. I like it. The art style is weird. I like the movies. I did not like Justice League Dark, though.
I love Justice League Dark, but then again, I like pretty much anything Justice League Dark. So, I loved it.
I've never really been a fan of Justice League Dark inside the comics. I feel like they're a great idea that was never executed well until like the most recent run, like Tinian stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so good! It's one of the best comics. Like, this is my comic of the year.
With Justice League Dark?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It just was so good. Perfect blend of like superheroes, horror, and magic. You got.
What about Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay?
I've never seen it, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's like the only DC animated original movie that I haven't seen.
Okay, I've honestly only seen 3 of them.
Yeah, I liked Arkham Escape.
Not DC animated original movie.
I've seen. I saw
DC
Son of Batman.
Universe movie.
I've seen. I've seen 3 of them. I saw Death of Superman, Son of Batman, Batman Hush, and Justice League vs. the Fatal 5.
That's not 3.
I said actually it was 4 of them, but anyway, you get my point. I'm sorry. Apparently, my AP Calc skills just aren't working today.
Huh? You're like AP Calc? You think you're too good for us?
Hey, I got a 5 on it. I got a 5 on it, so you can be quiet.
So now you officially can't understand any math that isn't calculus? Is that how it is?
Basically.
Maybe you learn so much that starts to overwrite your old memory.
Oh, Calc is
so
so different. Yeah, Calc is so different from anything before it. It's really different. Anyone who's done it, it's completely Anyway, Teen Titans Judas Contract. What'd you guys think?
I like this movie. I loved it.
It's really good.
Wow.
I don't like it as much as the other Teen Titans one. It's the second one inside the DC.
Okay. What's the first one?
Justice League, like Teen Titans versus Justice League.
Oh, that's the first one? Wow. Okay.
Well, it's not the first one, but it comes before the
Got it.
Contract one. It's the first Teen Titans one inside that universe. I liked it a lot.
Got it.
It's not really Teen Titans versus Justice League. That name is entirely for
Okay. Also, coming out this month, or in February, the big two comics coming out are Female Furies #1 and Wonder Twins #1. So if you are curious about...
I'm so excited to read that. I've been hearing...
If you're excited about... If you want to know who Gleek is, that's the comic for you. Also, Wonder Twins is the most bizarre villain ever. So that's all. If you like Legends of Tomorrow weirdness, or you like Grant Morrison, but you wish Grant Morrison were funny and more comprehensible, Wonder Twins is for you.
So if you like Grant Morrison, but you don't like Grant Morrison.
Yep, basically. And last but not least, before we wrap up the show, because we went long today, because we had a lot to talk about this week, and we didn't even talk about the chaos with the quote-unquote word count controversy on DC Universe community, because why talk about that? So last but not least, we have...
What?
I'm not even going to get into it. Anyway, last but not least, we have on Sunday... It's not actually that exciting. I just made it sound exciting. There's debate over right now. Applejack is considering... Okay, Applejack is considering changing the character count limit per post. And there's a lot of discussion about that on Office Hours. That was a big news article. What? No, to more. To more. Based off of your rank. Because, like, if I want to release a custom comic that I wrote, or, like, a comic script, or, like, an original story, and it's bigger, it's, like, I often have to release it in 2 or 3 parts, like, 2 or 3 different posts. And there's a posting limit to only, like, 4 per post. So if it's, like, a 4-parter, then I can't post it. Right now. And so that's where... So there's some discussion about that. And,
who cares? Tiers. Why would that be bad? It's against that.
If I want to post, like, a giant story, like, I can't do it because I can't post it unless because I max out on comments and in a row and word limits. I mean, there is, like, some, and, like, I have to post the reading order in, like, 20 pieces, right? So some stuff like that.
Yeah, so why would it be controversial to...
Oh, I just called it controversial. It's not really controversial.
Oh, you just called it that? It's not? You lied.
Not really.
You should be, like, writing the Bendis Superman trade descriptions.
I mean, the trade descriptions aren't all that bad. They're more or less honest. They just claim it's
they're honest. Claims. They just claim that it's the best Superman story ever written.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, it's so funny. Oh my god. What was I looking at?
This is the most groundbreaking story ever. But then again, that's every trade ever.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Wait, there's a joke about that.
Bendis calls himself. I know. Just Bendis calls himself the, like, just writes, like, a description that calls himself the best Superman writer ever. And you're just like, what? Anyway, that's not the point today. The point today is, because we talk about Bendis too much. We talk about King and Bendis a lot. And now King's theoretically over. That debate over King is theoretically over for the time being. So on Sunday... Oh, wait, here's your TV report.
Wait, what debate is over? Oh, so you finally agree that Tom King...
No, I just don't think we're going to argue about this many more times.
Oh, yeah, you were not going to argue because you agree with me finally?
No.
That it's the worst?
It's the
worst run ever?
Stop. He's trying to start a fight. I'm on him.
Batman Year 2 is better. And Batman Year 2 sucks. Batman Year 2 did torture me for...
Okay, so I muted him, so while he figures that out, this is the TV report. News report! It's Batwoman episode on Sunday. We have Batwoman episode 11, and on birthday present. Then we have Supergirl episode 11, Back to the Future part 1. Then on Monday, we have Black Lightning episode 11, The Book of Markovia chapter 2. And then on Tuesday, we have a 2-part Green Arrow finale. The first part is a documentary / set of interviews called Green Arrow Hitting the Mark. And then the finale will be on Tuesday, which is Green Arrow episode 10, Fade Out. And then to conclude our week off on Friday, we will have Harley Quinn, the animated series, episode 10, Bensonhurst. We will talk about, what's that show called? Oh, we're going to be talking about Harley Quinn next week for an update on what's going on with that. And that's everything. Any last words?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm ready for Harley Quinn next week.
Awesome. Awesome Squid. Any last words?
No.
Are you sure?
Tom King's Batman sucks. It's really bad. It's so bad.
Okay, and that's all the time we have for this week. We are on Podbean, Google Play, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So subscribe on those services.
I'm an idiot.
I'm doing my... Oh my god.
Do the outro.
I feel like I'm actually in AP kindergarten right now, handling the kindergartner that is Awesome Squid. So that's all
What? I'll have you know that I am at least first grader.
Oh, that's
first grade is basically AP kindergarten, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Math
I should
check
be in
out.
kindergarten, but I'm in first grade because of how smart I am.
Uh-huh.
Been good.
Because I'm smart for knowing that Tom King's Batman sucks.
And that's all we have.
Or are you just too dumb to realize it's actually a great comic? Anyway.
Are you too dumb to realize it's the worst one ever written?
Why are we doing this right now? Just stop. Let me do the outro.
Because it's bad and you won't admit it.
Let me do the outro.
I don't understand why you even like it.
Do I need to mute you again?
Like, for the first half, why people might like it.
And that's all the time we have for this week. We are on Podbean, Google Play, SoundCloud, and YouTube, so subscribe on those services. However, we are not on Apple Podcasts because the multiverse rewrote Apple Podcasts out of existence. Yeah, I'm sorry. Poor rest in peace, Apple Podcasts. And remember, next week we are going to be doing an update on Harley Quinn, and hopefully have more to talk about, with including the Arrow season finale. That's all the time we have for this week. Everyone can say bye, except Awesome Squid. He's been muted.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Tom King's Batman run is